Is there a curse on PSG? Are they just unable to win Champions League regardless of who they bring in? Because this is the third year in a row the Champions League has not only avoided them, but left them in quite embarrassing fashion. They were beaten, I believe, 7-1, maybe 6-1 by Barcelona at home to lose 2 years ago. Then this year, they're playing against Manchester United, a team that was falling apart, that had to fire their coach Mourinho, and they take the lead away. They go away and they get a 2-0 win over Manchester United, only to have to come back and maintain that goal difference at home. But instead, they give up a 3-1 loss, pushing Manchester United forward on a 3-3 aggregate, with the advantage going to Manchester United in goal difference. Now, there's a lot been spoken about how Manchester United, they went in there, they didn't have anybody. Pogba was out, Lingard was out, Martial was out, and they were really playing with just their reserves. But that's not necessarily true. As far as, I mean, it is true, but it doesn't mean that there's that big of a difference in skill level, because, to be fair, Cavani was out. He only went in the very last second coming off of an injury. And Neymar has a broken foot. So the two outside attacking presence in PSG, Cavani and Neymar, were both not playing in this game. So on the face of it, you think this is not going to be a very exciting game. Well, it was an exciting game. The star to be was supposed to be Mbappe. Mbappe's coming out party. He doesn't have Neymar or Cavani holding him back. But instead, he had a terrible game. He probably made more than 10 errors this game. Whether it was tripping over the ball, whether it was getting caught off sides when he didn't need to, or trying to shoot and it turning into a cross, or just running into the incorrect space. When he plays with his back to the goal, he looks like a 19-year-old. He really does. He didn't look like a world beater today. While the rest of his teammates did shine, he did not. So as this game starts, you're looking at all the different opportunities ahead of different ways PSG can move forward. And you know, and my friends that are Manchester United fans would have been happy with the moral victory. But they got a real victory. 2 minutes into the game, Kaylor, who is the right fullback for PSG, passes a hospital ball back into the middle of the field. Doesn't give very much time for Thiago Silva to manage the ball. Lukaku anticipates it. Got to give him credit. He is a king. You know what? He knows how to poach with the best of them. He takes a touch away, then pushes a touch right past Buffon as he comes up to the 18-yard box, swings it by, has to slide in, left-footed slide ball right into the back of the goal. So you know at that point in time, Manchester United came to play, and they've got their mojo. They're ready to play. At least they're going to dog it out. Then we move forward. It's not too much longer where PSG is kind of dominating in the middle of the field. They're doing a great job. I'd say, you know, you could call Dani Alves Father Mike. I mean, how many crosses he was handing out? It was insane. He was the outside-in attacking force. Then you had Verratti that was kind of being the maestro in the middle of the field, pulling balls, pulling everyone inside and out, and, you know, pulling the shape of Manchester United. You had Di Maria pulling that left side and just making, you know, powerful runs. They did a good job. And in the 12th minute, Bernat scored. And this was a nice ball. It was played in, I think, from Dani Alves to Verratti, or into, I believe, right into Mbappe. And Mbappe, he tried to shoot, but it went right across the face of the goal. And luckily, Manchester United decided they weren't going to defend at all on the very far post, and Bernat scored the goal. So 1-1. But it still didn't feel like Manchester United was out of the game. It really didn't. So then, as they're moving forward, the game's still going on. You know, for the most part, the possession is being controlled by PSG, but Manchester United looked like they had a plan. They did. They looked like this was part of their plan. Hold back, get some goals, but make sure that they're not exploited in the back. So then, about the 29th minute, Rashford sees a ball about 35 yards out, cracks it. And you know, Rashford's got that shot that kind of dips, that kind of volley type shot where it cracks and it dipped right below, right by the 6-yard box. Buffon should have caught it, but I don't think he was anticipating. Either that or his reflexes are not as good at 41 years old. Ball bounces back up, and Lukaku, once again, anticipates it, knocks the ball in. You can call Lukaku the dustpan today because he was cleaning up all the garbage. 2-1 at the 30th minute. Manchester United's winning 2-1, but they needed another goal. They needed another goal because at that point in time, while the score was, they still had to score. So then as the game continues to go, you've got a lot of great play going on and a lot of competition back and forth. Smart decision, whether by injury or by coach's call. Bailey was subbed out, I think the 35th minute. Bailey, he was getting eaten up on that far post, and I'm not as familiar with Manchester United as a lot of other people. From what I'm hearing, he's not the traditional right fullback or the fullback, but you know, usually I think Ashley Young usually plays that position, so it was clear that he was just out of position. He was having a hard time. He was subbed off at the 35th minute. He looked like he was grimacing on the way off. I'm not sure if that was just to save face because he was getting subbed out of a Champions League second leg, or if he was hurt. But either way, it tightened up the defense for Manchester United, and I thought that was a very solid and smart substitution. So halftime comes, and you're thinking as a fan, anything can happen. It's 2-1. Anything can happen. This game is ready to go. And for the most part, PSG in the second half maintained possession, but not as dominant of attacking force. You could tell that Manchester United was holding off to wait for that last-minute goal. They were going to hold a strong defense, still enabling themselves to do a counterattack or have some sort of an offense when need be. But for the most part, they were maintaining a strong defensive line and center core so that they couldn't be exploited. There were a few opportunities that could have got through. PSG was offside, like I said before. Mbappe was off. Every touch, it was almost guaranteed he was gonna trip over the ball or pass it to the wrong person or run to the wrong space. I don't know what was in his head. He didn't look his best. I know everyone thinks he's a world beater and he is one of the greatest young talents of all time, but today he didn't show up. So let's fast forward to pretty much the 89th or 90th minute. And there is a shot in the 18-yard box and the defender jumps. And you know when you jump and you turn to your right, but your arms are on the side? It was originally called a corner kick. VAR went back, verified. It was a little bit of a debate. VAR verified that it was a handball. I'm not sure if I would have called that a handball, but the ball clearly hit his hand or his elbow, and it clearly changed the direction of the ball in the very end of the game. So I can't really say either way whether, I mean, clearly it hit his arm. There was an argument to be said that that it was in a natural position, but he was turning and it did affect a shot. Rashford gets the ball, rips it hard to the top left. Buffon misses it. And at the end of the day, that's all she wrote. 3-3 aggregate score with the win going to Manchester United on away goals. And I'll be honest, they earned it. But I still have to ask, is PSG jinxed? Are they cursed? Why is it they cannot close the deal at home with their fans singing the entire game? I don't really have an answer for that. But congratulations to all the Manchester United fans. This is a day you need to celebrate.